I came home this evening and found my husband with Maria. She helps with our children, and apparently with my husband getting his jollies off as well. And my first thought was, who do you think you are? Do you know who I am? Do you? Do you know who my daddy is? All that my daddy has done for that lion sack of, well, lady does not use curse words. That's what Mama always said. For that man. Do you know what my daddy has done for him? Do you know where he'd be without my daddy's help? And I spit on him. Told him to get out of my house. It is mine. Daddy bought it for us. Not like he came into this marriage with an ounce of money of his own. Everything he has comes from my family. The nerve. The utter nerve. And he looked at me all bewildered with those green eyes of his. I actually shot at him a bit. I mean, I wasn't aiming to kill my father. My daddy, he taught me how to use a shotgun. So I know how to use one. I grew up hunting with him. Duck hunting, not rabbits. I always liked those bunnies a little too much to go after them, but oh, I shot some beautiful ducks in my time. He wasn't moving. I told him to get out of my house. And he was just looking there all bewildered, flaccid, passion gone out like the wind. And I couldn't stand it. I could not stand him just sitting there looking at me with his green eyes all befuddled. As though there were any chance of a reconciliation after that. Oh no. And if he doesn't think I'm going to take him for everything he has got another thing coming. All I ask is discretion. I don't expect a man to be faithful. I know men and their urges. My mama always taught me that a lady looks the other direction. But you can't. You in my bed, my home, my children are sleeping down the hallway, and you think that I am just gonna look the other way? I do not think so. This is a time of freedom. Now, some of that freedom may be sexual in nature, and that is not my argument. If he had been discreet, that would be an entirely different matter. But to come in, find him with that woman in our home and our bed is untenable. He's lucky I didn't shoot you know what right off of him. I could have done it too. I thought about it. I did. I thought about it for about 5 seconds, but then I imagined trying to have to explain to Dora and Nicholas why their daddy, well, why he was in the hospital, first of all, and then I was worried I might actually kill him if I did that, and that would just take entirely too much explaining. Daddy could probably clear everything up, but you don't want to have to tell your children that you killed their daddy. That's just a bit much. So, I just shot a little hole through his thigh, just the fleshy bit. It's fat. I just have to sew it up real quick, and I put a little binding around it before I kicked him out completely. Look, if you're going to be a snake, you gotta expect to be treated like a snake. I'm not gonna treat you like a gentleman or like my husband when you have proved that you are clearly not deserving of such treatment. Oh no. We are in a time of freedom and love. That may be, but discretion is the better part of valor. I should have known. I should have known. That perfect smile, those luscious lips of his. He always did have a way with the ladies. But I thought to myself, if I cannot tame a man like that, well then who can? Truly, who can? Why would a man like that cheat on me? It's not as though he came into our union with guns blaring. Well, I suspected that perhaps he was somewhat interested in me because of my daddy. But he seemed interested enough. He was attentive enough. Charming enough. Presentable enough. But you know, in an era like this, an attractive divorcee might be just who I want to be right now. Oh, Daddy'll holler something vicious, but I've always had a way of turning him to my point of view. Mama says it's a gift. Some women are born with it, and some women aren't. And I happen to be one of the lucky ones. He may have just done me a favor. Good thing I didn't shoot him. Well, I'm not saying where, but I reckon you catch my drift.